Yo, so today I will be showcasing what I got in 1.5 million spins in Roblox Souls RNG. So let's get into it. So we're going to start off with Bounded, which is currently the worst thing I have in my inventory, the lowest rarity. You know, it's a pretty good aura. Like, it's just an overall very good aura. It looks really nice. It's probably the best aura, like, under like 500k. I prefer Lunar Full Moon. Weirdly enough, I prefer Lunar Full Moon over Bounded, but I still think Bounded is a very good aura. I already said this in the last video, but the only thing that's slightly annoying is the fact that this thing with certain camera angles that people play on kind of gets in the way. It kind of gets in the way, but apart from that, it looks really nice. You do kind of need max graphics for it to look really nice though, but it's definitely a very nice aura. Also, quick thing to mention, I am going to be using the breakthrough odds, so everything will be considered at breakthrough odds. Apart from Lunar Full Moon, because Lunar Full Moon is legit half the time, and Twilight is also half the time. Alright, so next up we have Celestial, which Celestial is going to be our second worst aura. Celestial is a very nice aura, looks clean. It has some nice music that I cannot really show off because it's probably copyrighted. The only complaint that I have with Celestial is that it's harder to pick up items. Like, as you can see, it is way harder to pick up items than, for example, Star Scourge. There's a lot more range to Star Scourge than there is to Celestial. Quick little black screen, but yeah. You know, that's the only annoying part about Celestial is the fact that the pickup range is a little bit, you know, less. All right, so next up we have Celestial Cupid, which is one of my favorite auras. It looks really clean. Like, I just really like it. Like, it's just really clean. It looks high quality. What I also think they should do is they should add an arrow range skill where you, like, press X and it rains arrows in a certain AoE. That'll be pretty cool. I do think this aura, you know, deserves it. And you're literally holding an arrow. Like, why would you not be able to do it? You know, it's a very cool thing. And for an unobtainable / limited aura, I do think it is really worth it. Next up, we have Lunar Full Moon, which I think is also a really good aura. I think it looks really clean. It's just a very cool aura. I think this aura is definitely overhated. Oh, it's Starfall. But this aura is definitely overhated in my opinion. A lot of people dislike it, and I actually quite like it. I think it's a pretty clean and just pretty good looking aura overall. What I would like though is if we would get a Lunar Blood Moon, like a red version of this with even more connections in between the stars. That would be sick. I'd absolutely love that. That would just be like peak. Or a Lunar Blue Moon, that could work too. Next up, we have Twilight, which is actually probably one of my favorite auras in the game. Like, I love this aura so much. I don't know for what reason, but this is one of my favorite auras, like, in my inventory. Like, even though I have much rarer stuff, this is definitely one of my favorite auras. I just absolutely love this aura. It's very nice. Very, very nice. Next up, we have Undefined, which is also a really nice aura. The only thing that kind of ruins it for me, the fact that it has like a big cross that doesn't even look that good on its face. Like, if they would remove the cross, it would be a pretty nice aura. The cross just kind of ruins it for me. What would also be pretty cool to add would be just making the aura a bit bigger. Make it a little bit bigger AoE. I think that would improve the aura by a lot. Next up, we have Blossom, which is kind of similar aura if you look at it. It's just basically a better version of Undefined with like a more... It's basically a Japanese-themed Undefined with nicer music, because obviously it has nicer music because Undefined has no music. But it's basically just an upgraded version of Undefined, and it looks really nice. I absolutely love Blossom. It's also quite rare because it was only obtainable for like 2 weeks. And most of those 2 weeks was actually like... the game wasn't as popular yet as it currently is, so I do think that Blossom, Blossom is quite a rare aura. I think there's less people that have Blossom than have Arcane, for example. Talking about Arcane, we're going to be getting into Arcane now. Arcane is a very good aura. It's also really useful because you are able to teleport with it, which is very useful for collecting potions and such, which makes it like just a really good aura. Also, it just has a drippy pose. I think the pose is just really cool. Like, it's just a really good pose. It's really nice. And yeah, I think it makes the aura a lot better. It also has like a walking animation. It's pretty cool. It just looks very, very cool in my opinion. I like it a lot. Next up, we have Gravitational, which I think this aura is very overhated. It has some nice music. Also, the planet leaves behind a cool little trail. I do think gravitational might need a rework, but virtual is arguably worse, and even virtual is not that bad, I would say. Like, I think both of these auras, both gravitational and virtual, are very good and are both very overhated. Obviously, they could be better, but you do have to consider that it's 1 in 2 million, you know? Like, it's still 1 in 100 of, like, you would get 100 gravitationals before you'd get an impeach statistically. So, yeah. I do think gravitational is overhated. Next up, we have virtual, which is coincidentally, I think, also a really overhated aura. The books would normally be above your head, so it would look a bit better, but I do think virtual is overhated. The only thing it really needs is, like, just like you need to be flying. You need to, like, have some kind of pose for it to make, like, look cooler. Like, maybe make you wear, like, a VR headset or something and make you, like, have a different pose. That'll be pretty cool. Next up, we have aquatic flame, which this aura is just, you know, it's horrible. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't know why this is a 1 in 4 million. Like, this should not even be a 1 in a million. Like, this should not even be a 1 in... Like, I'd say this is arguably worse than aquatic. And aquatic is a 1 in 40k, and aquatic is not even that good. Like, it's basically a worse version of a 1 in 40k, but then they made it 1 in 4 million. I hope they rework it, so instead of you having 2 tornadoes next to you, you are like a really big tornado. Instead of, like, having 2 tornadoes next to you, you basically are inside the tornado. I think that'll be a cool thing they could add. I would really like that personally, because it would like differentiate itself from, like, normal aquatic. It would just be something else and not just be aquatic, but in a different color and worse, you know. It would actually be its own unique, probably pretty good thing. Next up, we have Galaxy, which is a 1 in 7.5 million. It was broken for a while where it was not breakthrough odds, but I mean, I don't have any complaints about the sounds. The ambient sounds are very nice, just a bit loud. You do the Gojo pose, which is obviously, you know, who would not, you know, want to do the Gojo pose. It's just overall a very good aura. Also, the, like, sort of, in a sense, flames around you look really nice, like how they go up in a sense. I like it a lot. The only thing I would change about it is maybe make it a little bit of a darker purple. Instead of this being like very bright, I'd make it more like a color like this, but then purple. Like a darker purple would look better on it, like more like the text. I think that would be a good way of quickly improving already, like, a good aura. Next up, we have Star Scourge, which is a very, very good aura yet again. I don't see how anyone could hate on it. It's a bit sad that it went from 1 in 15 million to 1 in a million. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate, but that doesn't make it any less good. I do like the music that it has. It's just overall a very good aura. Like, I don't really see any reason why you would have to dislike it. Looks nice. It's also a big aura. Like, if you can see, it's a lot bigger than, like, Galaxy, Bounded, whatever. But yet again, it's kind of the same problem you had with Bounded. That's, I guess, the only complaint is that you really can't see what you're doing. Like, if you're just looking at this, you really can't really see what you're doing. It's a bit, you know, annoying in that sense. Next up, we have Sailor, which is also, like, just a really good aura. Like, I don't see any reason why you would dislike Sailor. The only thing, but that's also kind of a redeeming quality in a sense, is that the animation is like 1 FPS. But I feel like that also makes it cooler in a sense, because it's not supposed to be like a very cool aura. It's more supposed to be a goofy aura, like just something that's funny to have on. Like, it's not really something that should really look like really cool, like Archangel or you know, Abyssal Hunter or Impeach or something like that. It's just supposed to be something goofy, and I do like it. I mean, I guess the only thing that I don't really like is that these are in different fonts and in different colors, but apart from that, it's really good. Like, I like it a lot. And yet again, it's the same issue as Celestial, where it's really hard to pick up potions that are not, like, you cannot even pick potions if you're not, like, if they're not, like, above you in a sense, like they're on a higher level. Like, it's literally impossible to pick up potions. Let's assume you be tiny tasking overnight, you'd not be able to pick up potions, which is a little bit sad. But yet again, you did get one of the better auras in the game. Last up, we have Arcane Dark. Y'all have probably already seen it. It's just a great aura. I got it at 300k, and now I'm at like 5x spins, and I haven't gotten something better yet. But, you know, it's still a really good aura. Looks really nice. You can also do a really cool thing, which I recently found out, is where you spin, you get all these, like, lines. It's pretty cool. I'd say this is still my best looking aura, apart from Twilight. Twilight's probably my second best looking aura. If you include Sailor, I guess it's really cool, too. But I think Arcane Dark is still my best looking aura. It's also definitely my most useful aura because it's one of the like 3 auras in the game, or one of the 4 auras technically that has a skill. Because you have Arcane, Arcane Dark, although they have the same skill, Impeached, and what was it again? Abyssal Hunter. But yeah, that was the video. It would be really appreciated if you could leave a like and subscribe. Have a good day, and bye bye.